Hi guys and welcome back. I hope you're all doing really well. Today I'm going to be talking about my February favourites. I've always wanted to do like a monthly wrap up favourites but on my blog, but the time it would take to do that is just time that I do not have. So I thought I would just do it on my channel instead, because to film it is actually a lot easier. And I think it just adds a bit of diversity to the content that I'm going to have on here. So I am probably going to be featuring a book every month anyway, but I'll also be talking about other things. So let's just get started. The first favourite I have is a book favourite, and it's called Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race. I picked this book up because of a tweet that I actually saw last year. It actually made me laugh. It was more about the person who was reading it and just comments they were getting from other people. I think at first glance, when you look at the title of this book, it probably looks like it's seriously offensive, but it's really not. It's just basically her account of why she no longer wants to talk to white people about race, even though she does want to battle racism. She's a black woman and she lives in London. I think she went to uni outside of London, but it's basically her encounters of like all the times she's tried to speak about race and sort of how that's been dealt and how she's felt and how people have reacted to her. And then she also goes into sort of the history that Britain also has with race. We always hear about America and their history of slavery, but it's nice to see someone focus on the slavery in Britain basically, and talk about the history that Britain has with racism. And this is predominantly towards like black people or like people of colour. Her book was just really good. I found it really interesting and really like insightful, but also I could relate to it so much. Not in that sense that I go around talking about race a lot, but just things that when you as a black woman do feel that sometimes people have sought you out or have said things and they just don't understand them and they just think you're playing the race card. Like a lot of the things that she said I could really identify with, and I agreed with her, and it is really frustrating. She just really echoes her frustrations. She doesn't slander white people or anything like that. She just talks about like, you know, when we have feminism, that feminism mainly, at least back in the day, used to focus on like white feminism and white women and just, you know, them getting above and them having equal status against men. But actually, if you take a look back at it, people of colour are still really highly discriminated against because of their colour. So that was my favourite. It's a really easy read as well. I think the one reason why I strayed away from reading this book, because I've heard about this book for so long, was because I thought it was like a really academic textbook, and I just thought I don't have the brain capacity to deal with that right now. But then I saw this tweet and I was like, oh, let me just pick it up, and it's a really thin book and it's really easy to read, really easy to get through, and I really enjoy it. I thoroughly recommend everyone to pick it up. And I'm actually going to see her talk at the WOW Festival in the South Bank Centre in London. One of my favourites is this pink H&M cardigan. I will insert a picture of me wearing it because it's a lot easier. I was just browsing H&M one day and I came across this. I usually wear a lot of black, but I saw this cardigan. It was really cosy looking. I love the colour of it, so I just picked it up and I've been wearing it loads. And people are always like, oh, that's a really nice cardigan. So that's mainly probably because I'm always wearing black, so they're happy to see me in a bit of colour, but definitely a favourite of mine. My next favourite is something that I've actually been listening to for months now, so it's not really a February favourite, but I just really wanted to give them a shout out. It's called The Receipts Podcast. It is hilarious. It makes my Wednesday. It just makes my week. It comes out every Wednesday, but it depends if I listen to it on Wednesday or not. The girls, it's run by 4 girls and they are just so funny. They all live in London. They talk about things that I know and can relate to. I really feel like all of them could be my friends. Like, they're just awesome ladies and they're really lovely. Like, if you interact with them on Twitter, they always like sort of respond back to you, and they're really lovely ladies. I actually met one of them as well when I was out somewhere and she was really lovely. Though their podcast basically deals with any sort of topics, so they'll talk about different topics every week, and then every other week they will answer sort of dilemmas from their listeners. So people write in and they give their opinion on their dilemmas, and you can also weigh in on Twitter like using their hashtag. They are so funny. I just encourage you to read it. It's not one of those podcasts that's like you know, businessy and all that sort of things. It's just an entertainment podcast. But the girls give great advice. They really share like their stories of heartbreak, sort of any life issues as well. And I just feel like anyone who's like my age or a little bit older or a little bit younger, because the girls' ages also vary, will really enjoy it. And they're just so funny. I really think it's just nice to listen to experiences from girls that have been through the sort of similar things that you have, and just know that you're not alone. And yeah, they make me laugh. So definitely give those girls a listen because they're the bomb. My next favourite is a TV show. I actually came across this TV show on Netflix because it was recently just put on Netflix. It's an Irish TV show called Can't Cope, Won't Cope. It's brilliant and it's just so funny. It's funny in some places. It's actually, overall, the whole storyline is not very funny. It's very sad. But it's set in Dublin and it focuses on these two girls. And it's just basically like one girl is in college, even though I think they're both probably around the sort of 25, 26 mark, and the other one is working in an office, and one of them is clearly just really unhappy and uses alcohol as a way to cope with that. But it's about following these girls like through Dublin and just like when they go out and have really random nights, and so it's really funny in that sense, but it's also really sad because you begin to see this girl's life spiral out of control and she's always depending on alcohol. So yeah, it's great though. So far I think it had about 6 episodes on Netflix and I've just watched it through in one night, and then they're doing another series soon, I hope. But it's also really funny because I've been to Dublin I think twice now, and they just talk about places that like I've either been to or that I want to go to, or like that my friends have been to, so it's just really nice. And it's also nice to see like an Irish TV show. If people don't know, like I am really obsessed with Ireland. Not really obsessed, but I really love Ireland. Like I love Dublin. So yeah, it was really good to see that, and definitely implore you to go and give it a watch. The next thing that I want to talk about in line with that is a film, and you'll probably guess what it is, but it is Black Panther. Oh my god, the hype around this film is unbelievable, but so well deserved. I didn't actually think I'd go and see it just because I'm not a cinema goer. I rarely ever go to the cinema. Like, if I'm going to watch a film, I'm going to watch it in the comfort of my home, where I can pause it, walk off, do whatever. But a friend called me up one night and was just like, do you want to go see it? And it was local to me, and I was like, yeah, it was brilliant. I loved it. As far as Marvel goes, I can't remember the last Marvel film I've seen. But I'm the kind of person that doesn't go to the cinema for the whole year, so it's understandable. Black Panther was just amazing. Like, it represented so much of Africa, the colours, the costumes, the family bonds and everything like that, but then it also had that nice little storyline, and it was hilarious. There were so many funny bits in it that I'm just shocked. I just didn't think that a Marvel film would come up with all these funny things, but maybe that's because I don't watch Marvel, so I don't know overall what it is. So I can't judge it in relation to the comic it would have come from, or in relation to other Marvel films, because I just don't know it on that scale. But as a standalone film that I went to see that has received so much hype, that's just featuring so much of Africa and featuring such a predominantly black cast, it was brilliant. It was so good. And it also had Martin Freeman in it, who's the guy from, if you watch the BBC adaptation of Sherlock Holmes, he is Holmes. And he was really good as well. He was really funny as well. Really go and see the film. I know it's being talked about so much, but it's because it's great, and obviously for black people it is a really huge milestone. Yes, definitely a favourite. So the next favourites that I'm going to talk about are like skincare, beauty, well actually no, they're just skincare and hair related. So the first favourite I want to talk about is the AHA Liquid Rose Gold. I've heard of this brand before, or this exact products before, but this is the Rose Gold edition. Apparently it's the limited edition. I don't know why I keep repeating everything that I'm saying, but anyway, it's the limited edition. I actually got this in my Marks and Spencer's Advent Beauty calendar last year in December. So this basically, you use it as like a toner, but you don't use it every day, and it's an AHA. Off the top of my head now, I really cannot remember what AHA means, but it's one of those like things that resurfaces your skin and like takes off a layer. Even just reading the back, it just says unparalleled resurfacing and smoothing effect of the classic liquid gold formula. So yeah, I found this really good for making my blackheads less noticeable. I didn't think this would work, even though I know it's been like a cult classic for years. I really didn't think it would work, and like I've just never thought to purchase it, but I really like it. I'm now running out of it, so I'm definitely going to have to purchase it, because the difference it has made to, like, I have black hairs like all around my nose and like on my chin. The difference it has made has been astounding. I look in the mirror and I'm like, I really can't see them that much. Like, they will never fully go away because I just have huge pores, but this is brilliant, and definitely encourage, if you suffer from black hairs a lot, I would definitely encourage you to pick this up. My next favourite is the Emma Hardy Moringa Cleansing Balm. I watch a lot of beauty and like lifestyle YouTubers, and not last year but the year before, this was completely hyped up, and I was just like, it is so expensive, I am not spending my money on that. Like, I didn't need another cleansing balm at the time. I was already double cleansing with something else, and I was like, there's just no way I'm buying all these expensive cleansing balms, there's no need. However, I got this in my Marks and Spencer's advent calendar, like I did with the AHA Rose Gold, and this is brilliant. So I tried this just like on its own, rubbing it into my face as my sort of first cleanse, and then I wash it off with my second cleanse. And then I go to tone my face, and there is not a single trace of makeup left on your face. Obviously, that's what these things are supposed to do, but a lot of these products do not do that. Like, you will clean your face, like double cleanse twice, and you will still go to use like a cotton round and, you know, put your toner on, and makeup will come off on the cotton round, and you're like, oh, this is really annoying, because like, I've really washed my face. So this is great. And I also bought some muslin cloths to use with this as well, even though I don't really need to. Usually you'd use a muslin cloth to just make sure everything is taken off, but I just wanted to, you know, do some more exfoliation for my skin. So I used my muslin cloth with this, and again, obviously without using muslin cloth it takes off my makeup perfectly, but with it's also perfect as well. So I am actually going to have to invest in a big pot of this. But I'm glad I was able to test it out, and that I do now think it's worth the money. It's also something that I know is going to last me quite a long time, just because I don't wear foundation every day. I wear eye makeup every day, but I use a separate eye makeup remover for that. I just prefer to. This does actually wash off my eye makeup as well, but I will always go over it with the one that I use anyway, because it's like it's a really good one. It's from Garnier and I love it. So yeah, this is definitely a favourite of mine, and I'm going to repurchase this. It also smells really, really lovely. That's what all the beauty YouTubers do. Yeah, it smells really, really nice, and definitely worth, well, I'll say worth the money. I paid for it in an advent calendar. I've got loads of free other goodies. So this is obviously a small size, not the full size. The full size is... My next set of favourites are these by the Afro Hair and Skin Company. So she produces like these 3 products as individual standalone products, but then if you want to try them out you can order the minis, and that's what I did. I've been wanting to try these out for ages. This is a business owned in England. It's like a black owned business. The woman who runs this is black, and yeah, she just makes all these products herself, and I'm not sure how I stumbled across her, but I've wanted to try her for like over a year. So in the mini set you get 3 products, and I will insert a picture of the packaging it came in because it was also really nice. You get a facial oil which is called Flow, and then you get a hair nourishing butter which is called Flourish, and then a hair oil which is called Bloom. Now I actually really am going to talk about the 2 products for the hair. I don't feel like I got on with the facial oil just because it was either this or another product that I was using at the same time. Usually I try and only use one new skincare product at a time, so I'm able to tell when something isn't working well with my skin. But I kept getting these under the skin bumps, and they're just really painful, so I just stopped using this. I have started again to use it a bit, but I'm just not sure how I feel about it, so I'm not going to talk about that, but talk about these 2. So these 2 are so good. Like, using them together just leaves my hair so moisturised. So I'm not talking about my weave or my wigs, I'm talking about my actual natural hair. So I use the lock method, which is a leave-in conditioner, then you use an oil, then you use a cream. So I've been using these 2 as the oil and then the cream. So good. My hair feels nourished, like even when I take it out like a couple of days after, and this stuff is just brilliant. Like, it's keeping my hair really moisturised, it smells lovely, it's easy to apply. I just love everything about it. Like, I love the smell, I love the results I'm getting for my hair, I love the fact that it's a black owned business and that it's produced in the UK. And yeah, if you follow her on Twitter, she's very active as well, of, you know, all the things she's doing, and when she's like making new batches of her product and things like that as well. And it's just nice to one of the things I wanted to do when I started like taking care of my hair was use things that are not like really laden with chemicals. So using natural stuff and just taking better care of my hair. So definitely love this, and I'm going to repurchase the full size version. So that is it for my February favourites. I hope you enjoyed just having a little glimpse into the different things I like and different things that I've been using. As per usual, I will leave all the links for everything below. I also leave links for my blog because I would have updated my blog with sort of things that I've been doing in London. It'd just be good to like check that out and see what other things I get up to when I'm not reading or when I'm not on this channel. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to like and comment and also subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated. And then I'll see you in my next video. There's some really like exciting stuff coming. There's going to be a book haul, there's going to be a book review, so stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching and bye!